Some things happened yesterday that I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about and explain why we're doing this channel. See, I woke up, went over to take care of the animals. My very last ewe, she'd had triplets. We had done a great job of taking care of them. Everything was going great. But when I got over there, one of the lambs, he was a black one. That lamb was just laying on the ground. I went to pick him up thinking maybe he was just asleep, and his body was super weak. I knew there was a likelihood he was gonna die, but I couldn't not do everything humanly possible to save him. I went over, I grabbed the colostrum, we heated up some water, we filled up a bottle, I took him into the greenhouse to help warm him up, and then I started attempting to bottle feed him. He took a few drinks, but it was pretty obvious that he was struggling. I held him for about an hour, eventually he stopped drinking, and that little lamb died in my arms. It made me sad, I'm not gonna lie. I picked him up, and I found a good place to bury him, and I sat down next to the river. And as I sat there, I pondered life, I pondered this farm, and I pondered the mission of what we're attempting to do here. And make this the welcome page to our new channel, which is going to be called SusFarms, which sounds hilarious, I know, but there's a reason behind it. Plus, I came up with a great acronym of severely unique soil, severely spelt like Sevier County, because all my mom's ancestors came from Sevier County, so I want to honor them. But then unique soil because we're not going to farm traditionally. You see, the 4 generations that came before me grew almost all of what they ate on this soil. Even if they were eating a cow or a pig or whatever it might be, most of what that cow or pig ate came from this soil. But as my grandpa's kids moved away and supposed advances in farming started, he was able to use his tractors, spray the fields, and little by little it went from a super productive multi-crop farm to a monocrop, high spray, high input farm. As it's coming back to me, we're going to turn the farm back to organic. We're going to ensure that we have at least as good a soil as my ancestors had, if not better. We're going to be able to eat from our ground. We're going to be able to can food. Honestly, hopefully I'm going to be able to restore my own health because I've been having many issues as of late. And as you can probably tell, I am not the most in shape person, nor have I been for most of my life, although I've always been super athletic. So even though we're in a massive drought, we're going to grow einkorn wheat, which is an ancient grain, so that we can still enjoy the things we love. And so as part of that, we're going to make a wheat that makes a far better bread. It's more easily digested. It is far healthier. It's going to be an intriguing time, but for us, this is worth it. This farm means more to us than just an income stream. It's almost silly for us to come down to somewhere like Sevier County, where the average wage is far lower, it's harder to earn an income, and launch a farm that honestly will be the most sus farm in Sevier County. Most of the people are going to look at our farming methods, farming in our greenhouse, most of what we're going to be doing as crazy, because it's not done here. But this land, for generations, produced everything that people needed. And now Utah produces roughly 3% of the vegetables we consume, which is beyond a sad statement. That's the circumstances we're in. And that's why I think this needs to come about. The Sevier Valley is in the greatest drought that it's experienced. The Sevier River actually dried up. You can see just how incredibly dire the current circumstances. Our water shares are based on how much water is stored up in the mountains. When it doesn't rain and it doesn't snow, you get minimal water. We need to have a place like what we're attempting to build here, where people can come, they can learn the differences of greenhouses, they can see 100+ different crops being planted, they can enjoy the beauty of 100 different flowers, they can see the riverbank being restored after being sprayed for years, and all of these noxious weeds and willows coming in on the riverbank being restored with native plants. Things like serviceberry trees or elderberry bushes or whatever it might be that'll support the native wildlife and get the riverbank back to what it looked like before all the Roundup was sprayed for decades and decades and decades. What we want to accomplish, for me, is more meaningful than any other business I've run in my career. Because in an ideal scenario, we're going to teach people how they can go back to like my grandma Condor, who as you read the stories, it says that her food storage was the most colorful and beautiful food storage because she was storing literally everything. Some of the things she stored We've lost so many of those crops because they're not commercially available. They're not shelf stable. They're things you have to can or turn into a pie or a jelly or a jam or whatever it might be. So they've disappeared in a very short time. We want to make it where people see that you can farm profitably, even in a state like Utah, without farming corn and alfalfa and raising beef cattle, that you can do it with vegetables. There's no reason for us to be, shipping veggies 2,000 miles before we eat them. We want to help people understand how we can accomplish all of these goals, even in a system like Utah where it's kind of broken. Because I believe my farm will be the largest organic farm by the end of 2027 as far as vegetable production. I believe we will have the largest number of indoor square footage or high tunnel square footage in the entire state of Utah. And we'll be producing the most veggies year round because of this. The only way this is truly going to work is if we come up with a way to share this message with all of you and let you guys want to get involved, let you guys want to come down, tour the greenhouses, take a class, or come to the nursery, buy some veggie starts, or just come and have a meal with us. We want you guys to get involved because this farm isn't just one person. It's not just my wife and I or our family. Although yes, part of why I'm building it is hopefully as my grandpa bought it from his grandpa and I got it from my grandpa, I want to be able to get it to one of my grandkids eventually. We want to make sure that we can give access to phenomenally nutritious food that hasn't been so genetically altered, that we can show people maybe some of our advances have actually taken us backwards when it comes to farming specifically, and see what we can't do to help inspire a community to launch a Utah that truly is self-sufficient like so many of us claim we want to be, yet we don't take the steps necessary to support a local farmer, plant a garden in our backyard, do some of the little things that would benefit us so much. As I sat on the riverbank, I realized perhaps the best way to do this is creating SusFarms, so that you can join us and hopefully understand where the world's at, what we can do, and how we can change our own health. And hopefully you'll enjoy watching me transform mine as well as we do this. So thank you guys for liking and subscribing, sharing, commenting. Anything that you can do will help out the farm, because being in the biggest drought ever, we probably aren't gonna make a single penny this year. But if YouTube and all that can take off, hopefully we can at least begin to make a bigger impact, because that is truly what matters more to us. Thank you guys, and remember, we are the most sus farm in America.